Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you back to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in and certainly hope that peace and blessings have been, is, and will be upon you and your family. Now, I know on my last video I was giving a shout out regarding listening to different shows. Now, I do like different shows in regards to subscribing to them. I like to give a shout out to the motivational speeches from T.D. Jakes. Good one. Like to give a shout out to Ben X and his shows. Certainly like to give another shout out to, since I am on Poem Praise 2, I listen to different poetry, like Louder Than a Bomb. That's has different poetries as far as poetry slams, or just different views and different types of poetry. Now, what we're about to do today is I'm actually going to be reading some of How to Eat to Live. Now, if you don't have time to actually read a book, you can certainly listen to a book read to you. Now, if you like what you're listening to, hit the like button. You can certainly subscribe, hit the little bell so you get the notifications when a new reading is being read out of a book that you're listening to. Kind of like how you go to the library and you can check out a book and listen to the book while it's being read to you, and you can walk around and do other things while you're listening, multitasking, and still be educating, acquiring information in the mind, in the dome, getting something up here in the dome, you know? Well, that was my little preview before we get it started. Now, let us go right ahead and get into How to Eat to Live. We are now on chapter 19 is what we're on. Yes, we're on chapter 19. And the title of this is Try and Eat Fresh Foods. And it goes like this. Eat one meal at the end of every 24 hours and nothing between. If you are not sick, if you are sick, that is different. Sickness takes away strength. Therefore, you have to eat something like food to replace it. But if you are well and want to stay well, eat one meal only one meal a day, and eat good food, regardless to the variety of foods that which is best for you to eat, and eat it. Do not try eating all different types of food, lest you will be found dead one morning in your bed. And try and eat fresh foods and not stale foods. Cook it done and not half done. Just done, and that is all. Not too done that all of the taste is out of it through cooking. Stay away from eating a lot of meats, and do not eat too much fish that is weighing from 20 to 50 pounds. You should eat fish weighing a half pound to 10 pounds. And be sure not to eat the scavenger fish that lives off of filth, weighing a half pound to 10 pounds. And be sure not to eat the scavenger fish that lives off of filth. Yeah, I just read that. Must have needed to reiterate that one. Do not eat a fish that sucks its food, but eat one that swallows its food whole. Do not eat fish that look like animals, with heads like animals, no forefronts, built like an animal. Do not eat such fish as eel, which should not really be referred to as a fish, but as a water snake. And never eat slimy oysters, lobsters, crabs, clams, shrimp, and snails. For your own good health, And for the sake of the law of Allah, do not think of going near a piece of carcasses of the swine. Do not burn your hearts and brain up with alcoholic liquids. Do not eat field peas, black-eyed peas, brown peas, yellow peas, nor red peas. Do not eat the great big lima beans, nor the little lima beans, the only kidney-like beans should you eat, as Allah taught me it's a navy bean. There are the white ones and the red ones. You may eat them. Do not eat too many green greens. They are not good for you, especially the collard greens and the cabbage sprouts. Do not eat them. There are plenty of herbs and vegetables that you can eat other than these. But seek mostly the white ones, such as whitehead cabbage and white cauliflower. You may say this type of food that I am mentioning to you is high, but life is high. And to keep it, you had better eat the things that will maintain the high life. You and I live only but once. Eat the good things of life and think good things. Do not fill the brains up with evil thoughts. Think good things, and then you will be good. I hope that you will take this for your own sake. How to Eat to Live. Chapter 20. Simple foods are best. Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught us how to eat to live without being tormented with sickness and disease. Do not look at me when you see me sick. This suffering is what I have to go through with to prove myself worthy of being the last messenger of Allah. I am afflicted with everything that you are afflicted with. According to the Bible, Isaiah chapter 53, in all of your afflictions, he was afflicted. Allah wants to show you in the example that he makes of me that I have suffered the same afflictions that you have, so that you will not have this as an excuse for your disbelieving. You cannot claim that I did not suffer the same things that you suffered, that God would not have found me to be the good messenger. I suffer sickness with you. I suffered imprisonment with you. I suffered the deprivation of family as you have. Show me what you have suffered that I have not suffered. It is necessary for the last messenger to suffer a taste of what all the prophets before him suffered. Therefore, the last messenger is called the fulfillment of the prophets. He fulfills the same history of the former prophets, except death. He is not to be murdered. God will not suffer that. It is hard to get pure, good, healthy food, for those who desire it. The enemy, the devil, has poisoned everything. He has poisoned the Bible and the food that we eat. But do the best that you can until he has been removed. The devil seeks to remove you with himself. Allah has a power over all things. When I was in Phoenix, Arizona a few years ago, before I arrived, someone had fired shots at my house. Another devil said, "Do not shoot him. Get him in his water." What had I done to be shot or poisoned for? That shows that there are the murderers of the prophets of old, and that Allah should take revenge on this generation for the righteous that they killed before. We look too much at the fancy and the artificial foods that the enemy made and accepted for himself. He eats just the opposite things from that which the righteous eat. Simple foods are the best. The Bible warns us to beware of the dainty foods of the enemy. Meats are not good for us, but we eat meat. But do not eat the swine flesh. We should not eat any stale meat. What I mean is that we should not eat food that is ready to become rotten, poison. When food smells like it is spoiled, we should not eat it. This is why I ask you all the day long to help me and my followers to purchase farms, although they are hard to get. When they look up and see the poor black once slave wanting to buy the farm, they raise the price and keep the black once slave at the mercy to eat whatever food the enemy, white slave master, prepares for him. Allah, Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, has taught us that the white man is the devil, and you will agree with me one of these days that he is just that, the devil. He cannot help himself. He is doing what he was made to do. Neither can I help doing what I was made to do. To preach the truth while the devil preaches falsehood. Simple. Navy beans is one of the best foods that we can eat. You do not have to strain the beans to eat them. Straining the beans is a real habit that we took up years ago. But they are better if you eat them in their whole. Do not put a lot of spices or what you call seasoning in such good food. Do not do this. You ruin your food. The value of the bean is taken away by your putting so much seasoning in them. Just put the beans on and cook them until they are done. Let the beans stay in the jacket. Of course, I see them crush the beans, and since the cooks and the eaters like it that way, I go along with them. But I like it better when you just cook them right in the jacket. I feel like I could eat a bowl full of beans right now while I'm talking about it. You can eat that bean 7 days a week. It is very appealing to the appetite. We should have a great field of hundreds and thousands of acres of beans to feed our people. It is a very cheap and very healthy food for us. We should buy canning factories for ourselves and can beans. If you want meat in them, just put a taste of chicken in them to give them the flavor of meat. Or put a little piece of lamb or beef, but not enough to make it part of the contents of the can of beans. Just put enough in them for flavoring. Or you can take the essence of a lamb or beef and pour a little of it in the beans. You'll have to put a little piece of the flesh of the lamb or beef in the beans if you want meat, because the tallow of beans does not taste good. The Bible and the Holy Quran both forbid us from eating the fat of anything, regardless of what life it is, fowl or animal. And right now I'm going to stop in this chapter right there. And we are in chapter 20. So that's going to be the first take. We're going to have take 2 of chapter 20, where we're actually looking at it. Yeah, we're going to finish that and then go right into chapter 21, which the preview of chapter 21 is do not eat scavengers. Okay? So stay tuned to Poem Praise 2. I want you and your family to be blessed the rest of this evening, well into the morning. And I will speak with you soon here on Poem Praise 2. Until next time, be blessed. And I'll talk with you later, okay? So, later, y'all.